Welcome back. Well, I'll tell you, today is a fun day because wine is like a special guest. I know I'm a guest host today, but there's a theme with wine. And today we have someone that's going to help us out with this. We have Victor Jude, who's the general manager over at Riverside Liquors. And when it comes to wine, I feel like there's a lot of people out there, they want to learn more about it, but they're kind of scared to ask, you know, they don't want to get judged. But really, you just want to enjoy it. Am I right?
Wine is all about fun. It's a broad world out there. It's wild. It's agriculture. It's produced in so many different countries and regions in the world, but really the best wine in the world is the wine in your glass. And it should just
Bringing us
well
together.
said.
be fun.
Well said.
Okay, so what did you bring for us today? We're going to do a little tasting.
So yeah, I brought two. Why not? With the National Wine Day being on Saturday, I figured we'd celebrate a little early. Brought two different wines. Brought a little white wine here. This is from one of the older regions of wine growing in the world, out of Greece.
I'm 50-50. It depends what I'm eating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a little wine called Acertico. So something a little bit different, but drinks
so
a lot
Greek wine.
like.
I don't know if I've ever had a Greek
All
wine.
right, so I got to stop you what you're doing there. Okay, so you always see the swirl. So what are we doing here? We're getting oxygen in?
Yeah, we're getting oxygen. We're aerating the wine. It brings up the bouquet, and so then you can smell the wine and really get to experience it on all senses, right?
This smells like the weekend.
There you go. Yeah, this is great outside.
Oh, that's delicious.
Cheers, you guys. Nice and crisp.
Yeah,
For those that
that is really
like
good.
Dessert, which is very popular. Sauvignon Blanc. This is a perfect alternative for something new and something different.
What would you pair this up with? Because I know everybody's about that, the pairing. You know, do you pair this up? They always say whites with like white meat or something lighter.
Let me go grab a fish.
This is this is something great, perfect with charcuterie. It's nice, got great acidity. Cuts through a lot of foods, salads, fish. It can really go with a lot of different things. But
I also feel like too, because it's lighter. Right now, it's so hot outside. This is actually refreshing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a good route. I like this a lot.
Yeah. So something fun and fresh for the summer.
All right, that's delicious. And then, I mean, we talk about, because, you know, the Paris Olympics, Italy, I mean, Greece, like wine, you said it's like global, but where did it originate?
Wine actually originated some 6,000 plus years ago in the Georgia-Armenian area.
Okay,
and they're still finding artifacts of the old clay fermentation and aging clay amphoras.
Wow.
Some they're just uncovering those and finding wine residue. So it's pretty awesome to see.
That's really cool.
One of the things too, obviously grapes are all over the world and they all have different characteristics, right? So like what are some of the trends with that? So like if you get grapes in France, what are some notes you might detect versus like California or different regions?
Sure. So in France and a lot of Europe, we call those Old World, and you will get a lot of the more earth components to some of the wines. So you'll see a lot more, let's see, funkier notes. You'll get a lot of floral notes. You'll get a lot of almost dirtier sort of smells and tastes to it, and more dried fruit, whereas in America and South America, we call those New World, and they're more fruit forwards. You'll catch more blackberry, cherry, and those notes are the first things you'll
and then what about like Napa, for example? Like obviously it's a combination of like what's in the soil, temperature, climate, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So what would be a characteristic that you would get then from that area?
Napa Valley, well, they grow a bunch of different wines, but Cabernet is king.
Yeah.
So those you'll get a lot of the darker fruits, blackberry, currant, and those flavor notes.
And which one is this
one? A lot
one?
of different things. So this is
or the other one.
The other
we're
one.
Gonna try.
So I brought in a Zinfandel.
Okay.
So something a little bit different. It was
not
National
a white
Wine Day.
Zinfandel.
Not a white Zin.
Pound the rest of this one.
A red
Franzia.
Zin. This is actually the only grape varietal that is produced in America and nowhere else in the world.
Oh my gosh.
It has some similarities to some other grapes around the world, but none are exactly identical. So it's America's wine, so I figured National Wine Day.
I'm not a huge red wine person, but this is really good.
This is really good.
It's pretty light, which I like.
It's smooth.
Yes, smooth is the word.
Exactly.
Now tell everybody about Wine Wednesdays at Riverside Liquors.
So yeah, we have corkage-free wines at our restaurant in the back, and so you can pick any bottle of wine and have it at the back, and for the same retail price, which is a great deal, and you can't beat it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you know, it's interesting. We were talking earlier, you know, with that segment over there at the little charcuterie boards. It's a great gift. Well, coming up in the summer, there's so many different types of like barbecues and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Wine is always just a class
great gift.
act, you know, to bring something and then people can enjoy it there.
Is perfect for barbecue.
Okay, good to know.
Goes great with all those smokier meats.
So tell everyone where you're located, though.
So yeah, I'm over at Riverside Liquors in Riverside on King Street, just a block off of Park Street. We've been a neighborhood establishment since 1966.
Okay.
Moved from the Five Points area to King Street in 2014. We've got a full restaurant and full bar in the back. and full retail as well, liquor and wine.
That sounds like a pretty good gig altogether on your side.
It's a pretty sweet place to go to work.
Well, cheers to you, Victor.
Yeah,
Thank
cheers.
you so
Thank
much
you for coming
joining
on.
us, and have a
Absolutely.
great
Thanks
weekend.
for having me.
Yeah.
And we're going to